and I see like I'm cast as like a communist officer. If I can go the rest of the semester without going out, like I will live with these girls. And then I like started looking at my calendar, and like every weekend was filling up, and I was like, oh shoot, like this is actually gonna become a reality. These are all really good questions. I feel like I'm like a very much like beloved daughter. I'm just God's little flower. Like it's not you, and I love you, and like I just looked right into your eyes as I said that.
Hey, I love you too.
This got so deep.
Welcome back to the Jordan Whitrock Show. I'm your host, Jordan Whitrock. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I think our like percentile is insane. Like 90% of you guys aren't subscribed to the show who watch it, which is kind of crazy. Like literally, please. So let's get into the show. Our guest this week is someone who was like kind of out of the blue, like how we were able to line this up really quickly. It was like one of those where I'm like, it was like back and forth, and then it was like, do you want to be on the show? And then she was like, sure. And then I was like, all right, like next week.
I didn't even think it was next week. I think it was like, I think this was what, Sunday? And you were like, today's a Wednesday. And it was like, you want to come on Wednesday? Like, sure.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's introduce Maggie Sawicki.
Nailed it.
Let's go.
Yes.
To the show. All right, Maggie. So you clutched up. We're able to find time to let me steal like an hour, 2 hours of your time, which I appreciate. And the audience will too after this episode. So I guess we could get into how we met. Because this is like one of those things where it's like a lot of these guests I have, it's like they're my friends, or like I'm probably the closest one, or my family has no idea who that person is, right?
Yeah.
You are a unique case where in a way it kind of started like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We knew each other first.
I always joke about that. I'm like, oh yeah, Jordan's actually the first like Whitrock I knew.
Yep.
Sorry if I don't know. Do you get like offended when people say Whitrock as opposed to like Whitrock?
No. No, I literally don't care because I say it different. That's the whole thing. I'm pretty sure we talked about this on the show because like there's people that are like, how do you pronounce your last name? Because I don't want to offend you. And I'm like, I literally say it two different ways. And it's based off like one way. My dad says it one way, which I think is the wrong way. And my mom says it the right way. But they're two different ways. Nice. So it's Whitrock or Whitrock.
Interesting.
Exactly. So like you'll
You're
hear
like
me
ambidextrous, but with your last name.
But it's literally I don't even know how I say it. I just say it the way I say it. So it's like a formal, like this podcast episode. It's Whitrock always.
Okay.
Don't know why in my brain that's how I got it.
Yeah.
Any other scenario, Whitrock.
Just the way of the road.
So we're cooked. But anyway,
you shouldn't have like stressed about saying my last name because literally I like say your last name once. I'm like, oh my gosh, should I say it right?
But that's not no. You said it right technically. It was just which way you said it. I would have just butchered your last name. All right. Okay. So we met in college.
Yes.
We did a little show together.
A very little show.
Which was that your freshman year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was literally like, you know how college like forces you to take like a gen ed that has like nothing to do with your major.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'll take a theater class. Like I did some shows in middle school.
Yeah.
Wanted to in high school, just didn't work out.
Okay.
So I was
like a time commitment thing, or just like you did sports and
I was doing I did
basketball?
sports. No, I played volleyball.
That's when your musical was in the fall?
Or
you just did a year-round volleyball player?
I did year-round. Yep. So I did like school and then I did club in the school in the fall, club in the winter. Yep. Yeah. So it like never worked out. Mm-hmm. And so then I was like, oh, I'll like do a theater class for fun. Ha ha ha. And then we'd like read shows in the class, and I read with expression because I knew how to do it. And so the professor was like, hey, come up here after class. And I was like, oh no, what is going on? I know. I'm like been a straight A student my whole entire life. I'm like, why is he pulling me after class?
ChatGPT wasn't even invented yet.
Yeah, no. Literally, I'm like doing well, you know. And then he's like, yeah, like the school is like putting on a show I wrote, and I'd like love for you to audition. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, sure.
When you're a freshman though, and someone's like notices you, and is like, hey, like I want you to be a part of this. You're like, please, because I don't have any friends and no one appreciates me yet.
Yes, but I felt like kind of weird at the same time because like, okay, I didn't mind the class at all, but everybody else in the class like was only there for the fact that they like had to take it.
Yeah.
And so like when people like found out about this, they were like, "Oh my gosh, Maggie!" Like, "Oh my," and they're like geeking out.
They're like happy for you, or jealous, or mad, or annoyed.
Okay, the professor for the class like kind of creeped everybody out.
Yeah.
And so I think they were like, "Oh my gosh, Maggie, he wants you to be in the show," and I'm like as if it was like some form of like him like hitting on me almost. You know what the vibe, like you get the vibe that I'm trying to like.
I could maybe see. I don't know. Because I know who you're talking about a little bit more. Like he's just kind of a interesting fellow.
Yes, and I think.
But I can see where people could have fun messing with you like that.
Yes, and I think like I wanted to believe like that, like that. That's just like what you're saying. But when you stick a bunch of like 18 and 19-year-old boys and girls,
who
literally
have
not
nothing
even
better to do.
Exactly. Like that's what they're gonna pick out. And so then I like auditioned, and sorry, I'm really going on a tangent right now.
This is literally what a podcast is. Is this your first podcast officially?
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go. Also, we have Alex in the back. We finally brought Alex back to life. Woo. Alex, where have you been traveling?
Nowhere, unfortunately. I've just been away.
Oh, so it's a choice that no, I'm just kidding.
I didn't want to be on the show, Jordan.
No, it's a pleasure to have you back, brother.
Thank you. Pleasure to be back.
All right, so you were saying.
Yes, I auditioned for the show, and he told me during my audition, he was like, "I'm gonna bring people from like the community to like help out with the show." So I like knew that going into it. I just like didn't know to like what extent. I didn't realize that like every person who was above the age of a college student was going to be played by somebody outside of the community.
Yeah.
And so I mean, how many roles were in that show? Like,
let me go quick.
Like 12.
Family of 4, right?
Yeah. The three
Then you
officers.
had 3. Then you had grandma, me, and narrator.
That might have been
10,
it.
11, maybe 11, and we're forgetting one. Yes, we are forgetting one. I don't know. Baker Butcher, wasn't he like the dad of someone or something like that? He was like a friend.
Ooh.
But 11. My guess is 11.
Okay. Yeah, but like super small cast, and like, I mean, I would say like 6 of those people were played by.
Yeah.
So it was literally like 7 students. Not even.
The show was My Genius of Humanity. So if you guys are curious and want to look it up,
I think it exists.
Yeah, I don't know if we got credit for being the first production of it.
I feel like he told us we were.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm told a lot of things, you know. But it was well, let's get your perspective of this show, because my perspective is like I feel gonna be way different.
Yeah. Well, I'm also just interested because you came like right off of Grease.
Yeah.
And so like those two, because Grease was crazy good. Because we had to go watch it for the.
Yeah.
For
true.
the.
You got to get that credit.
Yes.
Got to at least get there through intermission.
Yes. So like I went and saw it, and like it was really good. And then to come to this show, that was just like.
It was a script reading.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You can only be so good that way.
Yes. And just like, I mean, literally like a month of rehearsals. Like that's literally all we had. But yeah, so then I like auditioned, and he has me read the part of Rose, which is like the daughter.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is he having me read this part? Like I'm just a girl.
I'm just a kid. Yeah. My life is a nightmare.
No, yeah. So, and then he had me read the part of Andrea, the main, like literally like the main character.
Yep, the mom.
Yes, the mom. And I think that was it. And then he sent me on my merry way, and I was like, okay, like we'll see what happens, you know, like not really expecting much. And then what, you know, it gets posted 3 days later. I don't know, the
something
casting.
Like that,
yeah. And I see like I'm cast as like a communist officer. A communist officer, which I don't even know if I knew. I had to have known that was a part of the show. Like when I auditioned. Or like that there was like war maybe, but I like didn't think it was.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I had really no idea what the show was about. It was just like you said. Did you audition for every show your whole time there? I was like, yeah, up until my junior year. This was my junior year, so I was auditioning for every show just because like it might as well.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And and then as we like go on, not only am I just like a Russian communist.
Yeah.
My role was made for a boy.
Yeah.
That he like converted to be for a girl.
Because your audition was so good.
That he wanted me so badly in the show. Yes.
Yep.
So, Yeah, and then I just remember like going to like rehearsals and feeling so imposter syndrome to the core because like picture I've evolved a lot since freshman year. Freshman year me was like Lululemon, Starbucks, nursing major, girly pop. Like that's who I was. And I'm like walking into this room full of
like half
RTF.
of them are 50-year-olds. No,
that's true. Kind of yeah. I mean, or like adults with kids who have been in careers for a while, or it's like you and Connor and.
Well, I don't even think I went to like any of the early rehearsals.
No.
Maybe the first reading through it probably.
And Jordan, I'm not even gonna lie. I like had the timeline of like meeting you and meeting Isaac was like. I like met Isaac at a mass and like a meal, and then I like never saw him again. But he like, I knew you guys were related because you guys look so similar, and obviously have the same last name.
True. Yep.
So I was like, oh, like at least like Jordan, like I know Jordan's like probably very like
so you
approachable.
met Isaac before me?
No, I think
In
I like.
Theory? Has this been a lie this whole time?
I don't think so because I think I like it was.
Did
I'm
you
trying
see
to like
Isaac
go.
before me?
I think I saw because I saw Grease.
Okay, I guess fair enough.
So then I think I saw Grease, saw you, and then I don't even think I like got introduced to Isaac. I think I just like saw him and like overheard him and like in conversation. You know how you're like sitting at those like at the tables at the meal and like everyone you can kind of hear everyone's conversation. I think that's what it was. And so then I was like, oh well, like Jordan like. At least his brother's Catholic, you know, and like I can, so it's like someone out here is probably like friendly or approachable, but then you like just weren't at any of the first rehearsals, so I was like, damn it, like nobody. Yeah, and I just remember feeling so out of place, and like you guys have all been doing the shows for your whole entire college career, and like very. I don't know, just like have a lot of experience, and then there's me.
Yeah. Well, okay. So that's a good place to pause.
Yeah.
So go back now. Let's go back in time to my side of the story, right?
Yeah.
I come out of Greece, and that was its own beast and a half, right?
Well,
so
you were
like,
Danny. Let's talk about it.
But
like,
then,
that's a big deal.
Well, yes, there was other stuff that happened in the show that's not like that public doesn't know. So like, it's just like you know, good and bad, right?
Yeah.
So I'm drained. I got no percent left in me, and I literally came off of a community show that I did in Oshkosh. Like we were opening that week when I auditioned for Greece. So like literally that closed, we went into Greece. So I never had an actual break, and that's when I moved to Oshkosh. So it was like. There was a lot of pieces moving, but I was excited to be living in Oshkosh. So we get through Greece. I got nothing left in the tank. And that's when I auditioned for Genius. Because I was like, bro, I don't even, like, this, like, normally you're like, get a big role, I was like, literally give me a small role. Like, I don't want to, like, I don't got that juice in me. I get casted as, I don't even remember my character's name. And usually I do. James, no. Was it James? I don't know. Something like that. Anyway,
I'm a blue shirt.
What was I? I wasn't Soviet. Was I? Must have been a Romanian.
I think you were Armenian.
Armenian. Thank you. I was an.
I just remember you were the love interest.
Kind of, yeah. And it was a 3-act play, which like isn't common to have 3 acts in a play. I didn't come in until the end of Act 2. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. For the most part, or like midway through Act 2, and then I left at like the end. I must have came in Act 2 and then left in Act 2. So like I never came back. So like I was there only in the middle of the show and then never came back, right? So because of that, and it was a script reading, so you didn't actually have to memorize your lines. I think I went to like 5 rehearsals before we went Tech Week.
That was probably your saving grace, though.
Yes.
Because it was
I was
literally
so
the
checked
most
out.
bare minimum
like
show,
that was
like,
probably,
effort.
in my opinion, the worst show I've ever done on like my performance wise. Because I still, not that I struggled with the words, but like you probably should have been a little bit more prepared, kind of thing. But I just didn't have it in me, and I just remember like you guys had already started kind of like getting your groove bond as like, because you guys had been in rehearsals together, and I remember coming in like 2 weeks later for like the one time that week I was gonna be in, and like, hey everyone, like I'm Jordan, and then never seeing you guys again for another week kind of thing. And it was like, I think it was tough to like meet the newer people in the cast, like you or whatever, because it's just like you don't have that relationship you can build off of, or like that like almost that trench warfare that you like work, build your relationships off of. Yes. And so I just felt like I was so out of the loop on that entire show. Like, which is funny that like then in you're like, I'm at every rehearsal. I don't have a night off, like,
yeah,
because Yeah.
But it was like, okay, I probably only had lines also
Yeah.
in the second act.
Yep.
Because like the concept that like I was a Soviet officer.
Yep.
Yes, like they were supposed to be like I mean, do you remember this? Him saying this, like they're supposed to be like watching everything that the Armenians do.
Yep.
And so like we had to be on stage all 3 acts of the show. So like it was just like, yeah, I'd be going to rehearsal, but like I wouldn't be doing anything. Honestly, I'd be gaining back problems because we sat on stools. So like
you would sit on a stool for like 3 hours of rehearsal every night. Dude,
Yeah.
that's the only saving grace in my role too, is I got to literally be in my dressing room for like the first act, which like means you literally watch people come down, which tells you that you're about to go on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like do my role and then go back downstairs and sleep for like the 30 minute. I wouldn't sleep, but like, you know, I get as closest to whatever that is. There's so many like papers I finished during that show.
That's
and like
amazing.
stuff that I was like, we used our time good there. But yeah, anyway, so then we get to the point, so I think I'm caught up. I'm kind of checked out. No one really knows who I am. And then I feel like you have a good, like one of your strong suits is like not making conversation with everyone, but finding something to talk about, whether you care or not, you know? And I think you do a good job of pretending like you care. But
I think I care. I'd like to think I care. Well, I just am like, okay, if you're referencing the question of the day, is this what you're getting at? Or you're just
that's
like,
not what I was getting at, but we can
okay.
get to that next. I just mean in general, you know?
Okay, because I was gonna say like if that's where you were going with that, I feel like I just like knowing like random facts about people.
But that's what I would say, like that would be like you interested.
Yeah.
But I would be like me, and I'm a more extreme example of this, where like I'll talk to anyone about anything, but at some point I'd be like, yeah. And my brain is like somewhere else.
Yeah, that definitely happens
You
to me
know?
though.
But it's like I know as like I need to be friendly.
Yes.
Like my social cue is friendly. And then it's like, but I don't want to be friendly. So I just start asking questions so that they just start talking so I don't have to talk. And
yes.
like
I know. I always feel really bad because somehow I've noticed that it always happens with the same people too. Like I will be checked out continuously for the same person. Isn't that horrible of me?
Although, is that on purpose though? Maybe.
I don't think so. I think it's just like I'm always caught with them at the wrong time or like at a bad time. And so like they're talking about
Maybe
something
it's just
and
a
then
relationship that's never meant to happen. You know, be close
Maybe.
with that person.
yeah. I mean, in a lot of things that we are
Is it
talking
me?
about.
Are you checked out all the time when we talking? Do I catch you when you're trying to do dishes and stuff? And you're like, Jordan, leave me alone. I don't need this right now.
No. It's definitely like people at work. I think it's just like yeah. And it's like always just about like surface level things too, because it's like I just like got out of like a patient's room and I'm like thinking about like the next thing I need to do or like whatever, you know, and then they're like trying to talk to me about like their boyfriend and I'm like, okay, like
yes, girl. All right, I'm gonna
I'm
go.
just like, oh yeah, for sure. And like
for sure.
yeah, and like I feel bad because it's like I know I'm not giving this person like 110%
But do they
of
know
myself.
I doubt it.
Probably not, but like that's my biggest fear is that they're gonna like know that I'm like faking it, and then they're gonna call me out on it, and then I'm gonna feel horrible because it's like I'm not like intentionally trying. It's like,
dude, I bet okay, Alex, this is for you. What percentage of people do you think actually would have the guts to like call you out on something like that? I would give you 3% of people.
Really?
Yeah.
3% is high. Even
that's what I don't think that many like because think about this. They have to be so like. They have to have a lot of confidence or whatever to call someone else out on something they don't know 100% sure if that's true.
But but like me being like, oh, for sure, like, and like not looking at them because I'm like working on something at the computer. I feel like that's pretty telling.
But
Like,
you're working on something.
True.
You know.
True.
If you were like sitting there doing nothing and then you turn to look as they were talking and then you just continue to look at nothing and then like for sure that would be telling. Okay. Yeah, I'd give you that.
Fair. Thanks for making me feel a little better about myself.
Yeah, you're good. You're good at sneaking it. You're good. Okay, that show. Dude, yeah. Let's talk about the daily question.
Yeah, the question of the day.
Yeah. Were you there for the crazy question of the day that one guy had for us? You know
I
what I'm
probably
talking about?
because I feel like I was the one who always prompted it, so people would ask it.
You might have been in
the
the vicinity because I don't think he asked you because I think it was for the guys.
Oh, then probably not.
Yeah. Oh man, that guy was crazy. All right, but what was your favorite question of the day that you remember?
Well, I feel like I remember asking. I liked asking this one in particular because I knew that everybody would have a good answer.
Okay.
And I think I said like if you could only listen to like one album on repeat for the rest of your life.
I wonder what I would have said back then.
I think you said Billy Joel.
Dude, that guy is dumb as rocks. No, Okay.
Because I remember being like, okay, that makes like that's like a classic. That makes sense. Also because I like felt like I knew you, even though I like didn't know you. I feel like I did know you, so I like paid attention to your answer. I feel like I'm trying to remember.
I can't believe
Julia,
you remembered
yeah,
that.
I feel like Julia
That's
said
impressive.
like Queen or something like that, or along like similar vibe.
All right. Okay. Let's do this question again. Now that it's like 4 years ago.
Yeah, pretty close.
Pretty close.
3 or 4.
3. Okay. Starting with I'll start because I'll give you guys time to think.
Okay.
If you were to ask me that question now,
Yeah.
I would go Noah Khan live from Fenway Park. That would be my I could listen to that album. And probably when you ask me, I don't really like albums. I kind of hate albums.
And that's what a lot of people say when you ask that question.
Exactly.
It's like, I only
which is
listen to
probably
one
what I
song.
said. And then I was like, well, okay, I'll give you like Billy Joel. But I don't even know what album I would have done out of his whole thing. But now it's either that, and I probably would pick that one because there's more songs in it. Otherwise, Ben Rector live from Atlanta. That's also a good one, but it's shorter. So
I remember when we were at Summerfest and we were seeing Ben Rector. I think Isaac was telling me about how you and him will have bonfires and you'll just play those two albums.
Dude, we never got that before he left. We never got to do a single one.
That's so sad.
I know. All right, before we get sad though,
okay.
What would be your album of choice? Do you think it changed? What was your original? Do you remember?
I feel like I probably said like Taylor Swift, which would 100% change.
Okay, and I feel like that's probably what you would have said too.
Yeah, I think that was par for the course, and she had just released an album.
Yeah.
Around the time that show happened, so like I was probably really on a kick of her.
Yeah.
Now, oh gosh, I feel like a lot of artists I like aren't big enough to have whole albums. Because like there's this guy named Osiris.
Okay.
I really like him. And he has an EP called Retrograde Rodeo. Okay. And every single song on it, absolutely amazing.
What's are you more of a country person or are you more of a like Christian folk? Okay, folk. Yeah,
pop, folk, country.
Yeah.
Anywhere in that like
just
realm.
like that folk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you know what's funny? Okay, wait. We'll come back to that. I want to get Alex's quick because I know he's typing to try to find one.
No,
Alex,
I haven't.
I just see him go through them. Click. No, I'm just
I got other things searching. But.
Okay. What would be your album that you go to?
It's for sure by NF. I'm kind of like thinking of which songs are in which albums is like what I would do.
I'm just so uncultured. I don't know either of the people you guys just said.
NF? He was the one who did like 1-800. Wait, didn't he do
no,
that
that's
song
Logic.
With Logic?
That's Logic.
Wasn't he featured though on that song?
I don't think so. I can check.
He came out. He had a really popular song around the same time that was.
Yes,
really
he did. It was "Let You Down."
Yes.
Yes.
Sing it for me, Alex.
No.
The only one I could think of is "Don't Let Me, Don't Let Me, Don't." But that's not, I know that one's not that one.
No, that's.
It feels like we're on the edge right now.
Yes.
Yes. I'm proud.
Yep.
Sorry that I let you.
Yep. That's him.
Dude, see, that's my thing is lyrics. I'm good for. I can do lyrics. Tell me the art and couldn't tell you the artist.
Really?
Couldn't tell you what album. Couldn't tell you. Well, I probably could tell you what genre, but like lyrics, I'm good at. Everything beyond that, gone. But okay,
yeah,
that's
cool.
interesting because I feel like that's the most like narrowed in. Like it's like lyrics, song, artist, album, or like album artist.
I must just really focus on lyrics for like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I listen to a song, I like probably listen more intently to lyrics than maybe to like try to feel an emotional connection. No,
but I do feel like with lyrics comes emotional connect, like because it's like, or I'm more inclined to like a song if there's like an emotional connection, but you can only learn from hearing the lyrics.
Do you ever? Oh wait, what were you saying?
I was gonna ask you if you were more of like when you first listen to a song, are you more for like the beat or are you more for the lyrics?
I'd say probably beat because it's the first thing you hear, right? Fair. You hear the drum and the kick and all that kind of stuff first before you even catch the lyrics. Mm-hmm. But I do listen to both at the same time, But I would say if it's not something I'm into music-wise, and a lot of times songs like have intros before words even happen. Yeah. So if I'm not vibing, then I'll probably skip. But no. Okay, what I was gonna say earlier was Isaac and I were talking, and we were talking about songs or something like that, and I was like, I'm starting a band, and but ironically, all the music we had was like folk country, and then Isaac's like, you know who would love your band? Maggie. Actually, he's like, she loves all that music, and I was like, let's go, but
that's so funny.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, that's funny. So then it was funny to hear you say like, yeah, probably like folk country or folk pop, and that's kind of what all the songs that we ended up kind of going with or like running through would be like
That's so
that.
fun.
So.
I'm like trying to think of songs like that Isaac, like that I've listened to around Isaac and been like, wow, I really like this song. That he would be like, oh, Miggy's really into folk country. Like I don't think we.
You talk that? Did you just say at one point you like folk country?
Maybe like very once in passing, but I'm like trying to think about.
Does
like,
he ever let you have aux when you're ever with each other? Is that the problem? Is that the problem? He just likes to control music.
No.
He does quote himself. He's the best DJ out there. But
well, when
all love Isaac if you're watching this.
When we were in the convertible.
Yep.
He started on aux, and then he was like, "Oh, you can have it." And I was like, "Oh, Isaac, no! Like, I hate being on aux because, like,
oh, you're not an aux person.
I don't like being on aux."
Dang.
Yeah.
Alex, are you an aux person?
Depends upon the mood,
Yeah.
like how it goes. Like if I know like they don't like my type of music, I do not want to be on aux.
And I think it's an insecurity thing of like I'm gonna play something that like doesn't fit the vibe, or like what they like, and so I'm just like, oh, like I'd rather you take it because I feel like I can listen to a lot of music and like be okay. Like I'm not like, oh my gosh, I just hate Katy Perry. I'm like, I like want to eat myself out of the car anytime.
Tonight?
Yeah, like
eat myself out of the car. Yeah,
you know, but it's like I could like sit and hang. So it's where I know like other people aren't that way. So I'm like, oh, you just play whatever you want, and I'm sure I'll vibe to whatever.
I know that. I mean, younger me would be like, I definitely would want aux because I wouldn't trust people playing like good music or whatever, the vibe, right? That whole thing. And then I was like, you know, I don't need to control that. You know, we'll let that go. And then if they just start playing bad music, we just start some propaganda stuff and like try to get people to start booing their music so that then you can come in as the white savior and be like, I got aux, guys. And then everyone's like, yeah.
I feel like you do like always keep like one or two songs like always stuck in your back pocket. So it's like if people like want to put you on aux, it's like, oh yeah, I got something good. That's like
Me?
a crowd pleaser. Anybody.
Wait, didn't for Six Flags you drove down with us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I think Isaac had aux. I think he took my phone for that.
I'm sure he did.
I don't know if he did.
I feel like you guys were just playing playlists.
Yeah, we were just playing. We were just going down playlist. We were
Yeah.
playing some dicey stuff.
Oh, the only thing I can think of is I did ask Isaac about what one song was on the drive. I think at Six Flags, and I think that was like a folk country song. Medusa by Whitcomb.
That's country though, more than folk, right?
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the words. You're my Medusa.
What's the name of the song?
Medusa by Whitcomb, right?
Yeah, that's his last name. I can't remember his
Dude,
first
and
name.
I showed him that song, and that used to be do it because I saw that one on Instagram. You know how they do like the like sneak peek of like a song on Instagram,
Yeah.
and then everyone in the comments is like, "When's this thing gonna release?"
Yes.
Right? I was like, "Damn, these bars fire! Like I
Yeah.
can't wait for this to release." And it was actually a good song because sometimes they're not. And then the other one I like by him is Options. I don't know if you've
I'll
ever
have to
heard of
listen to
that
that
one.
one. I
But
haven't.
that's another good one that I like from him. He's got another one, but it must be like a third tier that I don't listen to that often.
I always feel like that's the most depressing thing. My brother and I talk about this all the time of like when a song on Instagram, like the 10-second clip is like phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the song is either it's like a 2-minute song. So you already heard half the song in that one clip that was posted.
Yep.
Or just the rest of the song just like lacks so hard.
Dude, I have a song right now. And it like I think it must have been released like maybe a year ago or half a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you said, the clip on Instagram is literally the best part of the whole song.
Yeah.
However, it is so good that like I'm willing to listen to the rest of the
it?
song that's kind of mid
Okay.
because that part is so good.
I also have a song.
Okay,
like
what's that song? What's your song?
Oh my gosh. I think it's called Too Much to Handle.
Okay.
The clip that was like released on Instagram it sounds like the 1975. Like it's sung by the 1975, which I enjoy them.
Yep.
Well, not even most. I know like 5 songs out of their discography,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I really enjoy those 5 songs.
I might still be in their 1% with only those 5 songs.
Yes,
But
exactly. But then the rest of it sounds like 3 different songs put together. And so like right after the part that sounds like the 1975, it's like a rock, like a really like headbanging, like guitar goes crazy.
Okay.
And like the first part of the song is, if I'm remembering correctly, like pretty chill.
Okay.
But yeah, so Aiden Bissett, if you're listening to this podcast, I'm so sorry. Like, I really do love that one part,
Yeah.
though. And it keeps me listening to
And if you want to come on the show, I will bring Maggie back, and we can discuss on maybe why she doesn't like that part, the rest of the song.
Or we can discuss, like, what the process was in creating the song. Like,
yeah,
why are
did
there
you
three
only
different
have
sounding
that
parts?
really good moment, and you just had to fill in the rest, you know? Maybe
Yeah.
sometimes that happens where you're like, this is so good, I can't get anything close to this.
Or it's, like, repetitive, and it's, like, it's like a 2-minute song, but the chorus repeats, like, 3 times. And so then it's just, like, one, like, verse, actually.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
I feel like there's certain songs like that where it's just, like.
I'm lucky because mine, the hardest one is the first, like, I don't even know what you call it. Because it's, like, it's not the verse, but I don't think it's considered the chorus either.
Is it, like, the pre-chorus?
Yeah, if that's a thing. We'll call it the pre-chorus. But they have different words for each pre-chorus.
What song is this?
If you went to my YouTube channel, not my channel, just like YouTube, and you typed in music, there's a good chance it'd be like one of the ones popped up on YouTube. I don't have my phone on me, but I can't think what it is. You know the guy, the kid who played Diary of the Wimpy Kid? Like, you know what I'm talking about? The actor who plays.
Yeah.
So
I
he
can
obviously
picture his face.
Yep. So obviously he's older now.
Yeah.
And he makes music. Like a lot of those people.
Wait, his kid or
no,
him?
he makes music now.
Okay, Greg
And
Kathleen makes
yeah,
music.
yeah, and great music. But he's got one song. I can't think of it for the life of me.
Okay.
And I would play it for you right now. But
Interesting.
I can't even sing it.
Wait, Zach Gordon, right?
Yep.
Is it Time Bomb?
That's the one.
There we go.
Let's freaking go. Way to go, Alex.
Options and Time Bomb.
Time Bomb, dude.
My
you'll know the part. Well, you can literally look on Instagram and it'll be on his Instagram, just like the clip. That's good. But so good. It's definitely like probably a breakup song, you know, that whole like thing, and then it hits so hard, and then it's like, you know, chorus is okay.
Yeah.
Let's get back into that.
The pre-chorus.
Verse, pre-chorus. yeah.
That's amazing.
That's so funny. Okay. So we do the show, and I thought it was okay. Last thoughts on the show? You thought it could have been better? That was peak.
Oh gosh. Final thoughts on the show. I'm grateful I did it because I feel like that it's good lore at the very least. And I do. We just spent 20 minutes talking about it. Like, this had to be good lore. You're like looking at me like,
The way you said it was good lore is, for someone, maybe leave a comment if you think it's good lore. But like, I feel like most people are like, what is even this show about?
I know.
Just know it's depressing as heck. You could probably get a timeline or a synopsis or a log online, but
I just feel like it's good lore because of like who I am as a person is just like not communist officer. So the fact that, like, I just did a show and that
you
was
might have
my
to go
role.
to New York soon, you know. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I think the show was good. It could have been better. Could have been worse. There was Did he ever ask? Last thing. Did he ever ask you to try to memorize your lines? Or no?
Maybe not me specifically.
Did you have your lines memorized, or did you have a script?
No, I definitely read off the script.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
I remember he tried to get and then I didn't know that I was like we didn't know that we were gonna have a kissing scene until like 2 days before the show. Remember that?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and it was like that awkward where like he was like, okay, you guys are gonna kiss for the show, right? And we're like, bro, it's like a week before. Like, we never rehearsed it. Like, we can do it. We just gotta make sure we're okay with it. Like, I'm not gonna. And it was like one of those things where it's like, okay, let's practice like we were to now that we know.
Yeah.
And then when we come back tomorrow, we're gonna have to do it. So.
Yeah.
Which that story with Julia, I'll have to get Julia on this podcast at some point because that story is so funny from her perspective.
I would love. Her and I, like, were obviously we were the only 2 girl students.
Yeah.
Like, we were tight.
Yep.
And she was telling me all about her love life, and she just was starting to date Jacob at that point.
Yep.
And so yeah.
So that story. So we'll have to get her on, but she's out of state right now, I
Yeah.
think. So we'll have to wait for her to come
Texas,
back.
I think.
So.
Sorry, Julie, I'm exposing your location.
Yeah, actually, precisely latitude, longitude.
Yeah.
No, okay,
But
so
that was.
Oh yeah,
This is actually my last time.
yeah.
But I'm grateful because she ended up living upstairs for me, which you know.
That's
but
so
like,
crazy.
But like, that would have been so awkward had I like, because we knew everybody else who had lived in our like apartment building, and then I was like, wait, I actually know the girl who lives above us. I'd see her snap map at our location.
Did you
all
miss
the
like,
time.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, like I know them. And then I like went up there and we like baked some brownies and we said hi and yeah.
Nice.
So I would have never known her had it never been for the show. So
there you go.
I'm grateful for that. It all comes full circle.
Thank you, Richard. No. All right. Okay. So This is where I think it gets interesting. So that we know each other from the show.
Yes.
Then there's like a year and a half gap, probably until like I see you next. Realistically.
Oh, probably.
You know, like 2 years.
I don't even know the last time I like after like post show. I don't even know the last time like what followed that for me to see you.
Like it honestly, realistically, could have been last spring.
Yeah, honestly, probably.
Yep. Because
you're saying like spring of 24.
Because so my issue, so Newman and I want to talk about that and all that stuff and how you got involved. But for me, it never worked. Like time rehearsals or whatever. I don't know if you felt that during the show. Like if you could go to events and stuff like that, you know.
I wasn't like as invested, I think, at that point, so it didn't like matter. To me
yeah, and so
at that time,
for me, it was like I just never had like, dude, the best class I ever took was Geography 112 because that year I didn't do a show, so I did the Titan TV show, which was like 2 rehearsals a week.
Yeah.
But it was like I didn't have every week day gone, and so I got to go to study help, and I got like 100% plus in that class because of that, and I'm like. Literally every science class I struggled with, I wish I could have done that with. It made it so much easier. But the story aside, I just didn't have time to do Newman until Isaac went to school, and then he got really involved in it. And then finally my senior year, I didn't do the show. And it was like one of those where it's like, okay, now like everyone is kind of going. Like of my siblings who's at Oshkosh or around the area.
That was so crazy.
I should probably go. You know, it was like one of those. It's like I feel guilty. It's more probably guilt, like that I'm not going. So I'm like, I should probably go. Like, do my due diligence and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's my story of how I get there, but that's like way down the road.
Yeah.
So you finished the show.
Yeah.
What? How do you end up at Newman and all that kind of stuff?
Oh gosh. Well, I was like connected.
Do you want to actually explain what Newman is for people that don't know?
Yeah. So the Newman Center is the Catholic like student center at Oshkosh. Yep. And I guess like Newman Center is kind of a like national, like we're not the only school who calls it that.
Yeah.
Other schools call it different things. Yeah. Like they'll have different saints that they'll name it after. But like typically a Newman Center is like the Catholic student center. We have daily mass there, adoration, which is like prayer, or daily prayer. And then like they just like try to have like fellowship or like community events. So bonfires. Literally, it's just like such random Monday movie nights. That got really big actually this past year, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just a place for people of the same faith, even if you're not like Catholic, like even if you're
there's
just
so many
like,
just like Christians that still go and hang out.
Yes, and I think it's just like a safe spot almost. Yeah, especially at a place like Oshkosh where the reputation like is more of like drinking culture.
Oshkosh.
Yeah, exactly. It's like okay, like I can go to this place and like know that I'm not gonna be bombarded by like people asking me to drink and do things that I don't necessarily like want to do. Yeah. But I like my story like begins way before college even begins. Okay. Not way before, but
let's dig into it if you're down.
Yeah. And I like knew I wanted to go to a school that had like a good Newman Center.
That's crazy. I don't think any of us knew what a Newman Center was when we went to school.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty that's a pretty atypical atypical, is that the right word? Atypical experience? Not normal.
I just smiled and waved, boys. Smile and wave.
But yeah, I like knew I just wanted to continue my faith because the summer going into my senior year of high school, I like had encountered Jesus in the Eucharist for the first time.
Gotcha.
And so like that, I was like, whoa, like God actually like, desires a relationship with me. This is crazy. Like I wanted to keep pursuing that. And I know that like, in college, obviously a lot of people, independence and you can do whatever you want.
Well, yeah,
that's
when most people fall away. Yep.
Yeah. And so I knew that going into it. And so like every school I looked at, which they were all like private universities actually. Yeah. Oshkosh was the only public school.
But I feel like I've talked to Isaac about this and there's not a lot of Newman Centers at private schools.
And I think it's because it's just like, they're like,
they pride themselves on, well, we're already religious, we're private. And it's like, well, you probably could use it still.
Yes. So there are very few like Catholic schools who actually still have like Newman Centers. And that was just kind of the case of like, well, none of them felt like home, period. And so I was like, okay, I'll just like go to Oshkosh for my first year. Yeah. I'll live in the dorms. If I hate it, I can just commute. Yep. It's like not a huge financial burden to go there. Yep. They have my, major like and they have like good known for it.
Well, their program's good for nursing.
Yeah, so it's just like okay, like I can't like lose, other than the fact that it's just like close to home, which I like didn't want. And backstory, my mom went to Oshkosh, my dad went to Oshkosh, that's where they met. My sister went to Oshkosh, my brother currently goes to Oshkosh, my grandpa went there, my uncle went there. Like the history is rich at UWO. And I didn't want to fulfill the legacy. But that's what ended up happening. And that's honestly best case scenario. But so because I like knew so much about Oshkosh because of everybody else who had gone there before me, I never like officially toured this. Like I just like, I'm not signing up for a tour. Like I've walked through campus. Like I helped my sister move into Horizon. Like I've seen the dorms, or at least like the nice ones that they would have shown me anyways. Cause I also did volleyball camps at Oshkosh growing up, because they had like the summer ones.
They probably did that.
And so I like went to Blackhawk already. I'd eaten there. Like I'd been to Taylor, which is like, again, the nice dorm that they'll show you. Help move my sister into
Was it
Horizon.
always like you were moving out? Like you weren't going to stay home? Like you were just going to try it?
Yes. Yep. That was always the plan. So I lived in Evans my first year. Yeah.
What floor?
Third, which is all girls.
Okay.
And that was like, I actually loved it because all the girls were super friendly, and we were like,
oh, is it Swart that's the bad one? No, I thought it was Evans.
Swart is the math hall.
Not Swart. What's Stewart?
Yes.
Isn't one of those like really bad? I thought it was Evans.
They're
top
like
floor.
They're like sibling dorms. Well, the top floor at Evans was all boys when I was there. So it was really chaotic, but it was kind of fun because it was like, it was so old that like our RAs like didn't have to be super strict, if that makes sense. You know, where it's like in Taylor, Horizon, they're like trying to preserve the building. Yes, where it's like Evans is already so old.
Like I've heard horror stories of the top, because the top floor is like, at least last I heard, is like the people that don't wait till the last second to sign up for dorms.
Yeah.
So you already know what their kind of motivation is. Yeah. And so like literally they're just like crackheads running around, knocking on people's doors, messing with it. And like I had a buddy who was like an art. He wanted to be an RA, and they like didn't have people. And then the person who was Evans RA on that floor like quit. So they're like, "Hey, do you want this job?" And he's like, "I'll take it." And then he's like, "That was like the worst experience I've ever had." And I was like, "That's tough, man. That's tough."
Yeah, the guys who lived literally in the floor above us, they like to go to like Goodwill and buy like coffee pots, like glass coffee pots. And Evans is right across from the Student Success Center. Okay. And because they were on the top floor, their roof was like at the same height as the Student Success Center. So they would like chuck the coffee pots from their window to the roof of the Student Success Center, or they'd swing and miss and they would drop to the ground and shatter. Because like my roommate and I would be like doing homework, and all of a sudden we just hear like a shatter and we're like, what the heck is that? And like we didn't know what it was for the longest time. And then we like looked down one day and we're like, whoa, because then we actually saw a coffee pot on the roof, because we could like kind of see it, like it was like slightly raised, but we could still see. And then we're like, well, that's got to be it. And then anytime we tried to ask the guys who lived above us, they denied it every single time. But then, like, I want to say that was like in the winter, like it was like snowing, because I remember us being like, this is like dangerous, like because it's snowing, and then there's like glass, like and then I remember like one day the cops came and were at our dorm for like a long time.
Yeah, it's got him on camera finally, hopefully.
So yes. But I lived in Evans. Okay, I gotta reel myself in.
Well, I mean, that was partially my fault. But anyway,
that's okay.
Whole family goes to Oshkosh. You decide I'm not living at home.
Yes,
I'm living in the dorms, doing all that stuff.
Yes. And never toured. So like I never like got to see the Newman Center, like go there.
Gotcha.
And then
do they even take people there on the tour though?
I mean, like if you just like walk through the front door, like because that was part of my job as an intern there.
Gotcha.
Is like giving tours to people who walked in if I was there, or if people would reach out in advance, then they'd be like, Maggie, someone's coming at on this day at this time. Can you be there? For sure. So yeah, my mom actually found Father Zach on Instagram. And was like, she texted me and she's like, the priest at Oshkosh looks super cool. You should reach out and see if you can go there at some time before you graduate. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I email Father Zach, which side tangent, I actually was cleaning out my email and I found the first email, like the email I sent to him, and I sound like a scared little girl. Like in comparison to just
and how so? Like
it was just like so professional. Like, hi, my name is Maggie Sawicki. Like, I'm a graduating senior at, this high school. Yep. And I'm going to be at Oshkosh in the fall studying nursing. And I'm just wondering if I can come tour the Newman Center sometime. And then Father Zach literally was like, hey, sounds great. We have a meal tonight at 6 if you'd like to come. God bless. And then like it's like, he's just, and he's like a very quick to the point guy anyways. Yeah. And so then I went there and I ended up meeting Grace Perillo.
Oh yeah.
And we just like really hit it off as friends. And then she like got my number, like Snapchat, and then we like kept texting, and then we realized we had mutual friends. And then I like joined her Bible study going into my freshman year.
Okay.
That was like about as much as my like investment went, kind of. And then I don't really know what the turning point was. Maybe like Seek. I went to Seek my freshman year, which is like a big Catholic conference for college students. And then I like started having like a more, it wasn't like a daily prayer life, but it was definitely like more routine. I try to go to adoration more and daily mass more. And then I remember like right off the bat in like October, Grace asked me. So Grace met me when I was a senior in high school, like April. And then in the fall, she was like, do you want to like live with us? And I remember being like, oh, hell no. I'm not living with these girls. Because at that point, like I was like going to house parties on the weekend and I was like, drinking with my friends and, being the typical, unfortunate, like college student or like the stereotypical college student. And I like didn't want to give that lifestyle up or like didn't want to give up the friends I had. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, like I don't really want to live with them. And I remember telling myself like if I can find like nothing else, like that's what I'll do. Yep. And that was pretty much like my motto. And they still like never got the spot filled for the whole like rest of the school year. And then I went on the mission trip to Belize.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yes, with Isaac. And I like just like had a moment in prayer of like maybe like I remember telling God, I'm like, if I can go out the whole rest of the semester without going out, if I can go the rest of the semester without going out, like I will live with these girls. And then I like started looking at my calendar and like every weekend was filling up and I was like, oh shoot, like this is actually gonna become a reality.
I'm sure, but I think we can pencil in here real quick.
Let me pencil in going out on a Friday night. Yeah.
I'm by myself, that's fine.
Yep. And then I remember just like telling Grace, I was like, I actually like I'll live with you girls. And that was like honestly the best thing that like ever could have happened for me.
So this would be going into your sophomore year. So were you, because you were in the close proximity?
Yep,
you could get, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yes. In commute.
Yep.
Yes. And so I don't know, from there I think it was just like the influence of like living with girls who like were like practicing their faith a lot and like just like lived virtuous lives. And so like that just like naturally like rubbed off on me. And then because I was like around them all the time, I just started going to more Newman events because they were already going and I was like friends with them. So and then I went to Seek again, and then I went on a mission trip like back to back. I was gone for like 2 weeks at the beginning of January, and then that's like when I like was like, okay, I'm actually like
like this year or
2024. Last year. I remember being like, wow, I'm gonna pray for 14 days straight. Let's see how long I can keep going. And that's literally just like how I started praying every day. And then I just like kind of spiraled from there, and I started going to daily mass. And
spirals are crazy.
I know. Spiraled in the best
I started
way.
getting actually straight line.
But that's like actually what a lot of people say about the faith is it's not like a point A to point B. It's like you actually just like keep going deeper, and you just kind of.
Well, so it's like that one of those things. It's like every time you find something out, it like there's like 5 more questions.
Yes.
And it's like, I don't know. I've had debates with my friends or whatever of like religion and whatnot, and it's like one of those where it's like if you don't have like papacy, right? We have the papacy, so it's really nice because if we have a question, we can go to them. They should know the answer, and if they don't, they and all 100 other cardinals will then work on that question to answer, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like if I talk to someone else who's like non-denominational or something like that, or like a farther off branch of Lutheran, it's like, oh, I think it's in the Bible, and it's like, I don't know that. Otherwise, why would we have the question? It's like, but then there's no one to be able to be like, this is the finalized, like this is it, this is the answer, like. You don't have to love it, but this is the answer. Yeah. So
I know that's like always the like the gift I feel like of the Catholic churches is just like I don't know the answer, but there is someone out there like who does. Whether it's Father Zach, who's like 10 minutes down the road, or like
Catholic.com.
Literally Magisterium AI.
Yeah, dude. What's the one guy, Sam Shamol? Do you know who I'm talking about? All right, Alex, I'm gonna need you to type up this guy's name, and hopefully we find it. Okay. Don't know how to spell. Go to YouTube. Actually, that will help you. Yeah, 100%. Go. It's Sam, S-A-M, and then it's like Shamal, something like that.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, but he's like, his videos are like, his thumbnails look really low quality. You know what I'm saying? You see it? Okay. Anyway, but like he is like one of those like YouTube. Right? You have the YouTube creators of like, Jesus is good, and like that's like low tier, right? So it's just like get you to maybe think about it, and then the next one's like maybe you start thinking and talking to other people about it. This guy's like like you're in deep, like you're watching his video and your brain melts because it's like he just goes into.
Is he Catholic or is he like non-denominational?
No, he's Catholic now.
Okay,
but like
so he converted.
Yes, because and he went to like every religion, and he's very like theologically, like, his brain just works that way.
I feel like that's the case with a lot of people, though, is it's like they're hungry for the truth and like they don't know where it is, and so they like bounce around from like faith to faith, like looking
and
for
he's
it.
like, and to him, he's like, there's two right answers. He's like, to me, it's either the Catholics or the Orthodox. He's like, those are the only two that are like the same, because the difference is the Orthodox, like, they believe the bishops are like all equal in that sense, whereas like we have a pope that then oversees the bishops, like that vibe. And he's like, but I still would stake it on Catholic or Catholicism. He's like, that's what I would stake it on. So then that's why he's Catholic or whatever. But like, like hearing his story is also like, that's cool. But he also like has every single Bible verse memorized for the most part. So he's able to be like, if you have a question, he's like, all right, open to this. Now read it. And he's like, now what do you think this means? And he's like, well, this is what it really means. And so it's like, there's when I was really frustrated and like felt like I was just getting attacked. I was like, he was one of the videos I ended up opening up and it like answered all the questions, not all of them, but like most of them that I had at that time. And I was like, thank you. I'm not dumb. Where it's like, okay, keep it together.
Yes, I know. It's crazy. Like when you read things on your own, like, or like when other people like read things in the Bible and like their interpretation of it. And then it's like, I'll like go to mass, and hear like Father Zach talk about it, or like someone else who's like educated, like very educated. And it's like totally different, and you're like, "Wow,
yeah,
I was wrong."
The other thing too is like we're humans, so like for interpretations, we're probably gonna get it wrong, right? And that will be any religion. Anyone will say that. But then like the question, the difference is like when people that say like, oh, like I'm blanking on the term. I blanked on it yesterday, but then I clutched up. I'm not feeling like I'm gonna do that today. Anyway, what's the term for believing in Bible only? Sola Scriptura. Let's go.
That's what I was thinking of, but I was like, I don't want to like not.
But like that whole idea where it's like, well, you got to believe in the Bible. And then it's like, what if you have a question? Who do you go to? And that's what I ask. And they're like, well, I'll go to like my Bible leader or whatever. And I'm like, awesome. I'm like, now who do they go to, right? To get their information. And they're like, if you go up all that ladder, it's like, wouldn't you technically be going to like a version of the Pope? Or then you would have to say no, and then I am the one interpreting the Bible, which then makes you the Pope.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
In theory.
In theory.
So that means like the idea is like Lutherans obviously didn't like papacy. And I'm not saying the Catholic Church was perfect back then. Like that, especially that time period, very wrong. Like if I was there, who knows what I would have done, frustration, all that kind of stuff. But it's like in doing so and saying like, hey, we don't want a pope, you like basically made billions of popes. Yeah. And then also the funny thing is like when people are like Sola Scriptura, it's like, well, then why don't we have like one Lutheran religion if you all believe in what the Bible says word for word? It's like, well, then why do we have non-denominational? Why do we have this branch of Lutheran? Like, why aren't you guys agreeing? You guys literally say the solution is to look into the Bible. And that's it. Yeah. So then it's like, well, then how are we getting two different interpretations then,
Yeah. These are all really good questions. I feel like I'm like a very much like, beloved daughter, I'm just God's little flower. Like I'm like, just, I think, and that's like a very girl. Like guys are more like logic minded about this. So it's like, these are things I've like never thought of, or just like never questions I've had with my friends like who aren't Catholic. Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, like I've had like arguments where like I leave like I don't know if I'm gonna talk to this person again, and then like there's certain people that you leave like that feeling, but then you realize like, well, no, like we're all God's children, and then so like I can't hold this against them. Yeah. And it's like that's a conversation that probably needed to happen within my lifetime at some point to either get me to do something different or whatever, and it's like either put my foot in the ground and be like, okay, if I do believe in this, you got to fight back. So then it like force you to be a better Catholic, whatever that is. But then it's like, who your real friends are too. If you can have that tough conversation, walk away from it being pissed off at each other, and then like come back together and be like, no, dude, I still love you. Like, I do enjoy hanging out with you or whatever, it's like those conversations happen,
Exactly. Yeah. And like, the Catholic Church, like believing it is like the one true church. It's like, okay, like by me telling you what I'm telling you, even though like might hurt your feelings, like I'm only trying to lead you like into greater truth. And not like to make you better. That's like a poor way of putting it, but you get what I'm trying to say of like, I'm like trying to get you to heaven. So I'm like filling you in on the truth.
Yeah. And what's tough is that we are prideful beings.
Yes.
And if by you saying like, hey, what you're doing is wrong, it's like, me wrong? How dare you? It's like, and so it's like you only take it as like offense, or like it's not that you don't attack the human, it's the ideologies that you may be believing. It's not you as a person, or you as a human. That's not, but it's so hard to separate those two.
I was gonna say the communication factor is so huge on like having conversations like this, because it's like like I'm not. Yeah, it's not you. It's not you, and I love you, and like I just looked right into your eyes as I said that.
I love you too.
This got so deep. But like, I don't even know where I was going with that, but I just think the miscommunication is like what gets people a lot.
What are your thoughts on people that like I'm sure I know what your thoughts are of this, but I gotta ask it. Like people that call themselves Catholic but haven't gone to church in like 5 years, do almost everything that's like every sin, I guess is like that would be the non-Catholic way, would be by sinning all the time. Like but like they still call themselves Catholics. How does that make you feel? Me,
as someone who is perpetually being called into greater virtue, like it's hard for me to not be like, like I like want to shake you and be like, but like I talk about this all the time of like there are certain people in my life who like maybe like don't call themselves Catholic anymore, but it's like you're literally confirmed. Like you could literally just like go to confession and then like crazy and then like just like go to mass and receive the Eucharist and then like be in union with God. Like that is like crazy. So it's just like I think that remembering that as like the basis, or just like literally like remembering like not being God, but just like thinking back to the moment in time like when God created that specific person. Like I think like that always like makes me feel better, because it's like God like did create them. I don't know if you've ever heard that video of like Father Mike Schmitz, but it's like, if you ever wanted proof that God loved you, it's like literally because you're here on earth. Like you did not need to exist. I don't know if you've ever seen that video clip, but like
he doesn't need you.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, like God like created them and like put them on this earth like for a reason. And so like,
but we have free will.
Yes.
Which is awesome, but not awesome sometimes.
Yes. You know? So I think it's just like remembering those basic facts of like, confession is literally like an option for them. I mean, it's an option for everyone, but like, like they most definitely like can receive the grace of confession, and then just like remembering like their identity as a beloved like son or daughter. And then just like having conversation with them to like try to draw them back to that place.
I think what frustrates me the most with people like that is, so my closest I ever was junior years when we did confirmation. I felt like at that point I was even almost debating like, should I do the priesthood? Like that kind of thing. Yeah. And then I realized like, it's for the wrong reasons. Like I feel this closeness connection, right? And then after confirmation, I was like, wow, like I can really get into this, like follow faith, all that kind of stuff. Then COVID happens. Yeah. And COVID really hurt me with my faith journey because it went from like going to church every day and actively paying attention and like trying to understand what's going on, what the readings are about, like how I can be a better human outside of mass, you know, like almost like kind of more openly talk about how I'm Catholic to maybe my friends and stuff like that, to then going COVID, you lose it all. Yeah. Like you can't do anything. And then like my family was in a tough spot too. So there wasn't that like tight bond that like maybe could have brought me back out of that into that, which like, think of every broken family in this whole world, right? It's like, and so it's like, oh, okay. So then you fall away from it and you sin. And then like, I think for me, I think Isaac was on fire for sure, coming into there, but also I always felt this, like when I was sinning or doing something, it's like, I always felt that like, I shouldn't be doing this. Yeah. Like I know better, but I've let my like earthly urges, like get the better of me, you know? And then was it January of 23? After New Year's, I was like, I'm done choosing to sin. Like obviously all humans are going to sin. We're problems, right? Like, you know, it's going to happen, you know, Ben confession sins, but like, but it's like me knowing that what I'm doing is sinning, like in that way, it's like, no, we're done, you know? And ironically, since that day, so much has changed, whether it be like relationship or whether it be all of these like like how I hold myself, how I've had conversations with people, like people
Yeah.
that have been maybe drawn to the faith because of conversations we've had. And it's like, it's funny because it's like once you make that decision, you have to hold it first, because if you let yourself fall back into that, then you're a liar, and then you got another sin, right? So, so, but I think for me, that like January of 2023 was like my turning page,
Yeah.
which then is ironic because then it would have been that like fall or spring of 24, or that would have been like when I finally came to Newman kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I always felt weird about Newman because Isaac had been there for 3 years or 2 years up until that point, and was like very tight knit with a lot of people,
Yeah.
just because his personality is like connection that way. Like he
Yeah.
likes the one-on-one, which then like obviously can grow those relationships quicker. And so it felt like when I walked into there, it was like it was like Isaac's thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's what my brother says all the time, because my brother has just started going to
Yep.
has gotten to know people through Newman more.
Yep.
And he says that all the time. He's like, Maggie, I feel like I'm like walking in on like your friends, or like your space. Like, this is your place. I'm like, this is not my space. This is like this is our space.
This is God's home.
This is God's home, and we are all welcome here in the Father's house.
Yep.
Yeah, but then he's like, is it ever weird that we have the same friends? I'm like, no, I think that's totally awesome. Like, because it's like then like I can like
legitness. No.
yeah, that is legitness. But like, you can tell me stories about somebody, about like a conversation you had with them, and like we can both delight in that person and whatever they said that was funny to you, because we like both know them, and it's like jokes hit way harder when you both know, like when you're telling a story about someone and you both know because you know that person.
Yeah, but I just always felt like, I don't know, that was like that. I think that's been my big, and again, what is that? Pride, whatever that is, pride, probably. And so I know, and then like I think what helped me was I joined a Bible study, Isaac's Bible study.
Yeah.
So then in turn, it's like, well, it's not necessarily that I'm going there to hang out and meet new friends. It's like, oh, I'm going there for Bible study, and then in turn meet guys, so that
like,
when I
you're
go to
making
events, I could
connections.
talk to someone other than Isaac. And then like both my sisters started going that were in the Oshkosh area or going to Oshkosh. So then it was like, it's not only Isaac's at that point, right? Because there's other people. And so then, like, I think you can kind of, like, work your way through that, work through that, and, like, find a maybe more normal kind of place there. But I still have a card. Maybe I'll give it to you. Or I'll come back at some point.
A meal card?
November. Yeah, I have a meal card. I think I finally got all of them punched.
Dude, come back all the
But
time.
I never got it.
Come back anytime.
Yeah.
They'd love to have you.
November, I'll be back.
Come for the Thanksgiving meal. I think that one's free anyways.
Dang it.
So come for the one before the Thanksgiving.
The one before Thanksgiving. yeah, I got you. What's up? I'm home. No.
Yeah. What's up, homies? Or it's like that one, my favorite. I reference this one all the time. Like TikTok audio or like reel. It's like I'm Pam. Who are you? I'm the owner of this house. Like.
I feel like that is something that you would like. That's something you would quote.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's not something I would quote. Like, and I quote a lot of Vines. Like, I am like an encyclopedia of random. Like, you'll hear me be like, "What? Shut up!" Like, what are we doing? Like, my favorite one though is, the reference. It's so funny because whenever I say something and either no one reacts or everyone reacts.
Yeah. It's like you can tell
The one that runs, the
show.
one that goes through is I don't know what movie this is. It could be Bad Boys. I don't know. Super Boys. I don't know. It's like Jonah Hill is the actor, and I forget who he's going up to, and he's like, "Dude, your movie references are out of control. Like, let's go." And like every time I have a reference or everything, like Kenzie was like, "Dude, this is how I feel to you. Like, I can never say it in the moment, but know that this is how I feel about you." Like when you say movie reference, and I was like, I appreciate it.
That's so funny.
But now that lives in my head rent free every time I say something, because I'm like, nice.
You got Kenzie in the back of your head.
Yeah, living rent free, baby.
Yeah.
No, dude. When did you ever get into Vine and all that kind of stuff, or no?
I was too young, I think.
Yeah.
My parents weren't like strict on social media.
Yeah.
But I definitely I feel like getting Instagram in 4th grade is pretty young.
That's when you got Instagram?
Yeah, 4th grade.
I got it in 8th grade.
Yeah. I got a phone in 8th grade. I had an iPod in.
Yeah, I got Instagram in 8th grade, Snapchat freshman year.
Yeah. I think I didn't get Snapchat until end of middle school.
Yeah.
Maybe. And at that point I had to like ask my parents to add somebody.
Actually, the only reason I got that too was because, dude, so we had, the phones,
the slide phones.
not Candy Bar, not Slide. It was lamer than that. It was like the screen was on top, right? And then you had the keyboard here.
Yeah,
that
like
was,
a BlackBerry?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So you should have been able to call and text.
Yeah.
My phone did not. Text didn't work.
Oh.
And we literally took it back and they couldn't figure out why. So like,
it wasn't like parental control, like your parents weren't trying to
it was literally like my dad was like, why can't? And so then I got like a flip phone at one point when they tried to like fix it. And they gave it back to me. Still didn't work. So then because of that, my dad was like, okay, let's just like change what phones we had. And it must have been like a try to get you in the door kind of deal. But that's when we got our first Motorola's. And then that was what allowed me to get the Instagram, Snapchat, and all that kind of stuff, which would have been that like 8th grade, freshman year. Because our household was always like, you can't have a phone until freshman year. But then I was going to do traveling basketball 8th grade. And my parents were like, I don't think like this year, I think will be the first year that we're not going to be able to go to every like tournament and stuff like that. However, I ended up not doing basketball just because of the coaching and all that kind of stuff. So then I still got the phone. And so I was like, what a finesse.
Yes.
You know? But
that's amazing.
But then I think that was also like, then I think Isaac might have got his in 8th grade. And then Kenzie got hers in like 7th grade or something like that. So like it just gets younger.
I think there's going to be a revival though. I feel like our generation has seen how much social media has like affected the like our like culture.
Let's get into this. Yeah.
Our culture. And so I think a lot of people like our generation, like when we become parents, I'm for sure not letting my kids get a phone.
Dude, my kids will get a phone, but it'll only be allowed to call 3 numbers. Mom, dad, and 911. No.
That's like a track phone. You just get them a track phone.
No, when would you, this is for you, Alex, too. When would you allow your kid to have a like screen phone?
Oh, look at iPhone.
Like an iPhone, like, but it has a screen. Because I think I would let my kid have like 7th, 8th grade, like a normal phone that you can call. We'd have to see about texting. But if it's going to be texting, it's got to be one that's so painful to text that like.
You don't even want to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What would be that age?
I can just go if you're still thinking.
Yeah, go for it.
Like me personally, maybe I'm just probably not as much, but I feel like 5th grade, 4th or 5th grade.
5th grade. Okay, why do you think they need a phone that early?
I was not expecting you to say that young. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I'm just curious at what your thought process is to like why they would need a phone that early.
I don't think they need one that early.
So then why would you want to get them that phone that early? Maybe that's the question I should have asked.
I don't know, like just
when did you get your phone?
My first like phone. Are you talking about like? Like I said, I got a BlackBerry. I got a BlackBerry.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it's kind of hard for us because I don't know, or like I guess I was at the very end of like your first phone isn't an iPhone. So like I don't know, like I'm assuming that was like probably similar to you guys.
I had a couple of track phones before.
So it's like I guess the difference between having your first phone and like iPhone or like screen phone, you know, I guess is different. But I could see 5th grade if like it's just a flip phone,
right?
Just something you can call. Which I'm not sure if that's what you meant or whatever.
No, like I mean, I guess if they're gonna have a phone, I just give them the whole thing.
See, what would you feel though if like your daughter was like sending snaps to boys in 5th grade, or actually it's probably usually the other way around, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
how would you feel about that, Alex?
Alex, were you sending snaps?
The love of your life.
No, okay, like I said, I didn't get Snapchat until
the love
like
of your life.
grade.
Your daughter, the one you created,
yeah,
is snapping
half
boys.
Of
you know what boys are like at that age. You can't trust them.
You can't
trust
as
far as you could throw them. You can't throw them far. Actually, you might be able to though. I feel like you could yeet them.
I could beat a 5th grader.
No. Not beat a child. Throw a child. That's very different.
We're gonna have to cut that part out. I can throw a 5th grade. It's not. I don't think that's better. I don't think that's better.
That one is definitely better. Beating a child that's not yours and throwing a child is very different.
Yes.
I feel like you could talk yourself out of throwing a child, right?
That's fair.
You could have like lied to the cops being like, he said he wanted to. So like, I get that I'm in the wrong here. You know, you could work your way out.
Right.
Beating a kid would be tough to be like, yo, he said he wanted it. He wanted the smoke. I delivered.
I delivered it.
All right.
I'm just imagining you like talking to a cop, like a professional, being like, he wanted that smoke.
Yeah, bro. He wanted that smoke. I saw his comment.
Yeah.
I saw his comment.
He was coming up with that swagger. He was trying to talk to my daughter.
Dude, yeah. He was trying to start a rival podcast. Can't have it. We must stop it while it's young. Buy him out. No. All right, Maggie. What's your age?
Gosh, I think I'm gonna go high school.
What year of high school?
Probably freshman. I would say just because like you're
freshman for screen.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it different if it's male or female?
No,
Yeah,
I don't think so.
That's the right answer, but yeah. I say no because like so because there's that thing where it's like it's like that whole idea of like the difference between a son and daughter, right?
Yeah.
A daughter you're gonna protect more, right? That whole thing.
Yeah.
But then like your son you're gonna let kind of run crazy, which like back then is fine, but the version of crazy today is not good.
Yeah.
So you can't let that happen, or like you
Yeah.
should care. You should love your son in the way that you love your daughter and want to protect them, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I don't know.
As you're saying that, I'm like thinking about my like interior decision of why I said like oh, well then like yes, like boy and a girl, and a girl it's like to protect her, and like I feel like if it was a boy it's like to protect whatever girl is gonna be on
other people.
Other people. Well,
Yep.
I'm just like
No, yeah.
I don't know. I think about like
that's
my
real.
own experience and like
Yep.
how freshman guys like hurt me, and it's like
Yep.
okay, I'm gonna hope that I raise no shade to any of the moms of any of the boys that I knew freshman year.
No, it's all the smoke.
But like, yeah, but it's like I hope I like raise my son that it's
Yeah.
like he's not trying to go out and like play girls. It's like while he's
Yeah.
14 years old, 15 years old, you know, like
Dude, my chat is wild on YouTube. Like the way they talk, and then the funny thing is like, it's all Discord chatting. So like, yo, I got a girlfriend, and I'm like, have you ever met her? Like, no, she's like in Japan. And
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you're in what? You're in like Oklahoma.
and then it's
What?
like well like some girl across the ocean's probably getting like emotionally invested in this guy who I don't know.
I don't
just
think
like,
so. He's getting played.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Okay. Never mind then.
No
Sorry, guy
idea.
from Oklahoma.
Yeah, I try to tell him so he doesn't get a broken heart, but
Okay.
breaks every time.
Ew.
Falls for it every time. I think they need a phone because our world is crazier than what it used to be. Right? I would want my kids to have the ability to be like, Mom, Dad, come get me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not safe. Something's up. What year that they would find themselves in a place that's not safe, I don't know. That they couldn't use someone else's phone or like a parent or adult's phone,
Yeah.
you know? I lean probably towards the high school. But then like Alex, look this up. What's like what age is like the highest suicide rate for like kids,
jeez.
especially girls? Like,
Yeah.
isn't that like freshman, sophomore? High school?
It might even be younger.
True. Could be younger.
Yeah.
And it's social media. It's because a phone is not bad. It's what you use
do
the
it,
phone
yeah.
and what you can do with it and
Yeah.
who has access to you through that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. For sure.
Alex has got a scared face on. What do we got?
Nah, because I don't.
Read it. What does it say?
I gotta
what
make
does
sure
Google
I
AI say?
Well, yeah, hold on.
Gemini. Put
Yeah.
some respect on the
We're
name.
using. Okay,
Is
hold
it?
on.
Is that how they? Is that
I
what they
think
call theirs?
Gemini is
I
Google.
searched up graph of suicide ages.
Oh.
Okay. Was it shocking?
Yeah,
I think
like
it's right.
very. Like, what is your guess again?
Okay. After you saying that, I think you're right. It's got to be middle
I
school.
think
or
it's like
something.
11 or
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
12 or 13.
Because
It's 75 and older. For males specifically, males 75 and older has the highest suicide rate,
I actually could have told you that.
okay.
which is crazy.
Go teenage. I think that's what I.
Yeah, I
put
think we were
teenage
thinking of
in it.
teenager in there.
Okay,
Yes.
well he's looking that up. Why is it 75? Why is it 75 in that age group?
Because it's like men who might have like lost their wife or just like
Yeah.
like loneliness just like hits. Or I think about like 75, like they were probably fought in some war. Like today's 75-year-olds like fought in some war. I mean, 75-year-olds 10 years from now will also fight wars, but you get what I'm saying.
Yep.
And so it's just like the fight of like PTSD or just things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, or just like guys, a big thing for them is like the ability to do like complete tasks on their own. Like that's just like a part of like providing. Like a part of the male identity like is to provide. And so like when like guys can no longer do that, it's like, well, like what's my purpose in life then if I like can't provide? Or like do things for myself or be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
So then just like mental health deteriorates and yes.
Gotcha.
So we're reading this more, like the number 2, like the second. So the first one,
Okay.
the 75 and older, was 43.9 per 100,000. So 44% for those, and then 30% is males 25 to 44.
I feel like that goes around like what you're saying, no purpose. Our society is shifting, so.
And then it
weirdly-
was females 45 to 64, and then the youth 10 to 24. And
Okay.
they said it like in males though, it's like been decreasing in that age. So it's getting better, I guess.
I wonder
From what AI says.
I wonder, like, in like from the ages of like 10 to 25, I wonder like what the peak age is of those like 10.
Dude, look up that because that's what we should because
people also ask, what is the peak age for suicide? The risk of suicide is usually highest among people aged between 45 and 54.
What's the highest between 10 and 5? Like that age gap.
Because
so
I think
that's
that's
specific.
where we're, like,
that's where we're
trying
trying to like that.
yeah.
We're trying to figure out and then that gauge because we're looking at when we should get our kids a phone.
Yes.
Thanks for bearing with us, everyone.
Yeah, there's
who's
a lot
watching
of
the show. We're trying to educate you and also educate ourselves. This is what we're here for. This is what we love.
Educating the people.
Trying my best here.
No, that's good. That's all it's got. It's definitely my search history. It's really throwing you off. You know, I'm gonna get flagged by the police department. Like, why is this guy looking up all these suicide rates?
You know, there were plenty of times where like Chromebooks would get flagged in high school because it was like you're looking up something for a project, and then it was like, I remember my friend. She was like, my parents got an email from the school because I was talking about, or like I was searching, like suicide, like things related to suicide.
Dude,
like they like group it together too much. Like it's always just like group the 15 to 24 is always grouped. It's the second leading cause of death for that age group.
Okay.
But like they don't like.
What's number 1?
Like accidents.
Oh.
Like yeah. So I think this is too broad or whatever. But going back to what I was gonna say, I didn't need a face phone. Like, yes, I wanted it. I didn't need it really until, because even like clubs in high school, you didn't need to be on social media for.
No.
I would argue when you go to college, that's when you need the face phone, because that's when you start joining Facebook groups because this group is posting. Yeah, how like that. Like when you if you were gonna ask me when would they need, that's when it would be like when you graduate high school. I don't want to do that to my kids. So I would say like, if I had my choice, it'd be like sophomore, junior year would be when they get like a face phone, and I would get them a phone like 8th grade. That's like a BlackBerry because it's like I do want to have contact, or like whenever they start doing stuff like that
sports, or like
sports,
events,
where it's like you need like, because I hated as a kid being like, okay, we're dropping me off from school. This is what the plan is. We're gonna, mom and dad, or like one of us is gonna pick you up at like 7:30 p.m. Like we'll be there at the main door, and then it's like you get there and they're either not there because they're running late, or you are at the wrong door and you're like, well,
did my parents forget about me?
Yeah, it's like
half of my abandonment issues came because I just didn't have it. Like I couldn't contact my parents to
it's like well, shit, I don't even know what to. Like I can't call anyone.
Yeah,
and everyone's gone. The office is closed.
Yeah.
Like I guess I could walk home, but that's what the whole point of them picking me up was for. You know, so like I don't want my kids to feel like they don't have that ability. I don't think they need it. Probably 8th grade would be like when I got my phone, but I wouldn't get me a screen phone until like junior year, and then maybe that would be like the reward for like a grade. Like, hey, if you're straight A's, I'll get you a face phone.
Yeah,
like a screen phone.
Yeah,
and like hopefully they do that. Otherwise, you're gonna have a rough junior year. No.
Oh no.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, was there any other things that we wanted to talk about? I think we talked about Newman, all that good stuff. I think we covered a lot and extra bonus. I did not think we were going to be talking about suicide rates here for the podcast, but you know what? If you made it this far, let's take camera 2. Thanks everyone for joining the podcast. Maggie, thanks so much for giving us your time. Hopefully we can get you to your dinner on time. Yes. I don't know what time it is.
We're looking at a 6:28 right now.
Okay, yeah. All right. Just quick sign off. Thanks everyone for watching. If you got this far, consider dropping a like, subscribe to the channel, all the good stuff, and hopefully we'll see you next week with the next episode. Peace.
I love it.